Good afternoon, guys. This is Dong. Now, this afternoon we have this one of the famous and iconic cameras of all time, this Nikon F2 that we'll be reviewing this afternoon. It's an analog camera that is not being used right now by most of the photographers. They're using this DSLR, the digital single lens reflex camera, but this one is an analog one that you need to use film. Okay, now a brief history of this Nikon F2. This one replaced this Nikon F. It was introduced in 1959 by Japan company. Okay, and that one was used by the US NASA, and that Nikon F was manufactured by Nikon up to in the early 70s, and in 1971 this one was introduced, which was production. This was produced until 1980. Okay, and this is one of those iconic cameras, SLR of all times. Now it's used by most of the photographers, famous photographers during those time, and there is now a surge in the use of this analog camera. It's becoming famous right now, especially to young individuals now that are not actually exposed to this one, because when this one was available in the market during those days, these young individuals were not yet born. Some of them were still young, so they did not have the experience using this one. But when I was in college, I had one Zenith that was given to my father, and that was stolen. So I have this interest in this analog camera now. Okay, now you have to be intentional when it comes to analog camera like this, film based, because you have to make the most of the preparations. You cannot just simply take pictures of your subject by simply asking them to stand and take pictures already. But this one, you need to have your focusing, and then you have to set the proper speed and proper aperture, and these are things that that's quite different when it comes to analog camera. Unlike in digital camera, you can take numerous pictures and then select among these pictures the best, and then have it edited in your Photoshop or any other application for that matter. But this one is you have to upload your film first, and then once you're done, you have to make the necessary winding, and then remove the canister and bring it to your nearest developing center, which was so there were so many developing centers during this time in the 80s and early 90s, but now it's handful that are open right now. One here in Marikina. I already checked one. Okay, now we will now go into the details of this Nikon F2. Okay, now this is the front. Okay, in front you have here the lens. Okay, it's basic and this SLR camera. So this one is a zoom lens. This one is 28 up to 50 millimeter. Okay, so 28 is for your wide angle and 50 maybe for your portrait. So you can use your 28 for your landscape, and if you have a bigger group of individuals, maybe 10 or so, just use this 20. Okay, that's the wide angle, that's 20. Okay, and then for portraits and in some still life, you can use this 50. Okay, 50 is a bit normal, so you can have a better depth of field when you're using the 50mm, or this so-called the swirly bokeh that's now famous. As far as this one of the famous lenses of all time is the Helios M44 series that was produced in Russia, being used in the Zenith camera. Okay, now simple way for you to do this, rather to remove this, is to have there you have to press this one for you to remove the lens. Okay, removing that, you have to turn this counterclockwise. Okay, or rather, sorry, clockwise. Okay, and then just pull it out, and your lens now is already removed. So this is now the inner portion of your camera. Okay, there's now this mirror that that reflects the image now going through the prismator, and then can be seen in this viewfinder. Okay, so if you check, I'll show you how this works. Just wind this lever. Okay, and then release the shutter release button. Okay, you can see this one, this will flip off and then so that the image will have to be exposed in the film. Okay, right there. So if you just put this in the bulb mode, I'll show you one more, and then there the film will be right there, so it will be exposed. Okay, now this one, this is depth of field review. Okay, this one is moving. So if you are basically pressing this one, this will be engaged right here, and you can see now if I will move this one, assuming this one is being pushed by this mechanism. Okay, I'll show you the diaphragm. I think it's is it visible? Wait, right there, it's right here. There you go. Okay, there, that's the aperture. Okay, for you to control the amount of light that will come in to be exposed to your camera. Okay, so you have to place it here. But before we explain it any further, this lens, if you want to have it attached back to your camera, there's now this dot right here, the black dot in the middle portion of the camera, and there is this one, the red dot. You have to align it, okay, and then turn it counterclockwise. Okay, but before we do that, we will show you something right here. This one, this pin should be aligned here. Okay, so if that one is placed there, okay, turn it counterclockwise, and then you see that pin is now engaged in the middle of this so-called rabbit ears, no? And this one will now be used, no, for you to match the lens should match your photomic metering right here. So this one is 3.5 and 4 f. You can see here, so the lens will now match this photomic metering. Okay, so I forgot to show you how this one works. No, we'll just remove this again. Okay, so this one is your lever for you to this one is the mirror. Now if you want this to stay in this position, you have to just turn this counterclockwise, and this one will move upwards, so there will be no slapping noise, and the camera will be very silent, and there will be no vibration whenever you expose your film. See? Okay, I can just turn this one here, and then you have to turn this clockwise. But one thing that you'll really enjoy in this SLR camera is the slapping sound that you will hear. Now with this one, the noise that being created by the this mirror, see, there you go, you can hear it. That is the sound that we missed whenever we use our cell phones or other digital camera for that matter. Okay, now going back to our Nikon F2. Now this is the top portion of your camera. So this one is the photomic metering. Okay, there's a battery right here now, 1.5 battery. No, this one is equivalent to 3 volts. No, so this one, if you want to check the battery is still working, you have to turn on the photomic metering battery by simply adjusting this one, moving this that way, and then you can see this one, meaning the photomic metering is turned on, and then checking the battery. If the battery is still working, you have to press this button here, and you can see that needle in the middle is moving, so meaning our battery is still okay. So this one is your metering exposure. So meaning if the needle will stay on the rightmost portion, that is underexposed. If the needle will stay on the leftmost portion, that's overexposed. So for you to do that is first you have to set your ASA, no, or ISO, no, for the film speed. So if the ISO is a lower number, that is less sensitive to lights. Now if it's in higher number, that's more sensitive to light, and therefore the shutter speed will have to be faster, and the aperture will have to be smaller. So but this one basic film would be 400 or 200. So let's set this to 200. No? That's basic film speed we have the market. So this is shutter speed. No, this is the fastest one. 2000 per second, 1 to 1000 per second, 1 to 500 per second, 1 to 250 per second, 1 to 2050 per second. This one is for your flash, no, for the synchronization of the flash. Okay, so if you're using the flash, you have to set your aperture speed in the middle of this 60 and 225, no, 25th, no. There's a orange line in the middle, so that's your setting. So but this one, you have the flash, you have to, there's no flash holder right here, so there's an adapter that being placed here. There's the negative and there's the positive for the hot shoe, and then place the camera right here, and then that's not synchronized. Okay, going back to our speed is our 160 per second, 130 per second, 150 per second, 18 second, and so on and so forth. This exposure to 1 second. Okay, let's give a sample. Okay, so this is your bulb. If you want to expose your film for a longer period of time, just hold on to the shutter release right here. I'll cut this first, and then the film will have to be exposed until such time that you are holding this one, and then if you release this one, the shutter now will have to close. Okay, you can use that during the night time whenever you're using, wherever you want to take a landscape of, let's say, buildings, no, that are being lit by the lights inside the building, and the moon, taking a picture of the moon. Okay, now going back, this is the counter. Okay, basically, okay, that's the counter. And this is your winding mechanism for you to wind from one frame to another. Okay, so you have to close this all the time so that your battery will not be consumed, even if you will keep this in your cabinet. If you forgot to secure this one in this position, then the battery, if this kept like this one, so the battery will be consumed, and then it has to be kept this way. Okay, another thing that we need to discuss, this is the photomic metering. That's very state of the art during the time that this one was available in the market. So we have to press this one. Okay, and that's one is the latch in front is released, and then press this on the left, and then push this downward, and then you have this photomic metering. Okay, so this is the pentaprism. Okay, and then you have here the this is the focusing glass, no. For you to remove that is also to press this one. You will see the latch right there will move. Okay, that can be removed, so it can be replaced. No, it's replaceable actually, but you can also use this if you want to use the camera, no, by simply viewing from the waist. No, and just attach this again. Okay, there we go. So we will now attach this back. No, let's just press this one. Okay, sorry, this way, sorry. Okay, and then that's now attached. No, okay, this is the back of the camera. This is the opening for your film. So you have to wind, you have to open this by simply turning this counterclockwise, and then yeah, this one is already open. So you have to load your film canister right here, and then pull the film, and don't forget to align the holes to the sprocket on both sides. No, just feed the end of the film right here in the spool, and then wind it maybe once, twice, and then close it. Once it is closed, you have to lock this one by turning this clockwise and pushing this down. Okay, and then you have to expose it a bit, about 2 exposures before you can set it to 0, and then you go. Okay, now another thing that I need to show you is of course this one is for your tripod. Okay, now this one you can also use here a special accessory that is used for Nikon F2 for the exposure of continuous exposure, about 5 frames. No, there's a motor drive that's placed here, no, attached right here, and then there's no need for you to use this. You have to press it, and then it will be winding on its own, maybe 5 exposures. It's being used in some sports photography, let's say in basketball, or someone is riding a bike. Okay, so basically that's it. This camera is I'm looking forward to use this. I'm so excited because I'll be using this in our trips, no, family trips, and then I'd like to use this more often now than the digital camera that we have, the D40, Nikon D40, which is too easy for me to use. No, I'm looking forward to using this one. Okay, now I just hope that you are been enlightened of the explanation I did, no review. This one is an iconic camera, and then looking for a better sample out there is something you have to research, no? So I recommend for you to use this camera and try to dive into this world of film-based camera, no? It's something that you will really enjoy. Looking forward for the film to be developed, and after you have taken the pictures, and then you can just simply view the images right here that you've taken, and you have to wait for about few days for you to appreciate what you have taken out. And that's something that we truly missed when it comes to this digital camera. Okay, thank you very much.